Hello, mic testing. Yes, so sorry for the inconvenience. Our last video just broke off because of some technical issues. I'll be continuing that video, and I have combined that video from the next feature. Okay, so we were talking about where your Arudha Lagna is placed. So if it is placed in this, we were on the Lord of Arudha Lagna. So the Lord of Arudha Lagna is the planet which is going to glorify your internal and perceived image. Okay, so there is a thin border between your real image and your personified image. Okay, the image that is perceived to the society and the image you are having inside yourself. Okay, that is has a thin boundary. That thin boundary is the Lord of that Arudha Lagna. Okay, see, you will find many videos on Arudha Lagna, and everything is decoded from, let's say, Parashara, the Parashara Zoroaster and Jaimini, or the research articles. Here I am also emphasizing on what research I have made on things. Okay, so the Arudha Lagna Lord is that thin boundary. Okay, so if you want to see the inner and outer self of someone, you will check the chart, and from that chart you will find the Arudha Lagna. Now from that Arudha Lagna you will find what planet is the Lord of that Arudha Lagna, the house lord of that Arudha Lagna. Okay, now that planet is going to help you to find correct image, perceived image, and the real image of that person. Say it's Venus. If Venus is the lord of Arudha Lagna, okay, it's going to be emotions and love and scare and these kinds of feminine things, from which you might know the inner self and the outer self, or from which you might be able to distinguish the inner and outer sides of a person. If it is going to be sun, then it might be ego, respect or disrespect, which might show you the real traits of that person from inside. Okay, if say it's Jupiter, then it might be knowledge or a deep discussion with that person, from which you might be able to decide what that person is really from inside and what that person is perceived from outside. Okay, from outside what the person is seen, and from inside how that person is. Okay, that thin boundary, if you want to cross, if you want to know how that person is from inside, check the Lord of Arudha Lagna. Use the Lord's tactics on that person, and the person will show you true colors. Okay. So let's see. I'm just here to open people's book. Okay. I'm always here to open secrets people are going to hide. Okay. If anybody is hiding something, okay, we are able to know it from how to decode it from the Arudha Lords, Arudha houses Lord. Okay, let's say mine is Mercury. Okay, my Arudha Lagna is Mercury. So if you want to the first image people understand about me is about Venus in the first house, because in my Arudha Lagna there is Venus. So the first image people would perceive about me would be like first house Venus. Now tell me the characteristics of first house Venus. The one that does not be judgmental towards another people's decisiveness. See, Venus first house does not care about what the opposite or what the person beside him is doing. Okay, technically Venus in first house people does not care about what the opposite or even the person sitting beside you is doing. He would be happy in its own lane of life. Okay, but see over here, I am studying astrology, I am studying psychology, I am studying the inner mindset of people. I am definitely researching on it, on what my surrounding people or crowd are doing. Okay, so how to know it? Okay, so let's say my Arudha Lagna is Virgo. and Venus is placed in Virgo, and Arudha Lagna Lord is Mercury. So if you want to know more about me, what I am from inside, all you need to do is communicate with me in my own language. Okay. So people who know me might know me very well from what I show them, like what my perceived image is. But all those people who know me from inside communicate with me in my own language. I'm not saying my own language means my hometown speech. Okay, I'm talking about it's how the tone of your speech, how you indulge into communication. Okay, rather if I see a person talking too much of harsh language, or being in a disrespectful tone, okay, that person is always going to see a different side of me. If someone is being too soft with me while talking, okay, that person is going to see a total different side of me. So which side of I show to people depends on how people communicate with me. Okay, you communicate with me with all the open manner. Okay, like you talk all the bullshit things, or like anything. If you are speaking your heart out about all things and anything, I will also speak my heart out. I won't filter myself. Okay, so it is the Mercury, it is your communication which defines what side of me you are going to see. If you are so constrained and restrictive and bound to speak with me, okay, you will be in your own seclusion and being in your own small shell, and you will speak very softly. You will speak like, okay, whether I should say this or not, whether I should not say, and you will speak after filtering a lot of things inside your head. Okay, I am going to be the same person with you. I'm also going to filter a lot. I will never open up with you if you are never opening with me. Okay, so what type of person what side of me you want to see is how you communicate with me. If you are always joking with me, like whenever you are calling me and you are just joking with me, you will see my funny side. I will keep on being funny with you. Okay, so Mercury, being my Arudha Lagna Lord, is going to decide which side you will see. You will see my side. Okay, let's say someone has Venus as Arudha Lagna Lord. It is what emotions people give them. That side would be seen from that person. Okay, say someone is having Venus as the Lord of Arudha Lagna. What happens? You talk to that person sweetly, and that person is going to talk very sweetly with you. You talk with that person too nastily and naughtily, that person will show the naughty side of them. Okay, but let's not use the word talk. Okay, you show them that side. Okay, you show them that emotions, whatever emotion you are giving them, the same emotions they are reflecting back. Say Jupiter, say someone has Jupiter as the Arudha Lagna. This is very peculiar thing. If someone is having Jupiter as their Arudha Lagna, whatever manner or discussion you will go into, that person is capable to have that discussion with you. You talk too much of serious things with them. You talk about politics, science, and say world affairs. The person is going to be and talk world affairs with you. Getting my point? And you talk about pornography, that person is going to talk pornography with you. Okay, so it is about the matter of discussion for that person. Whatever thing you discuss with that person, the person is going to open out that field in front of you. So it is going to be Jupiter which is going to cross that thin boundary between the perceived image and the real image. Let's say it is Sun. Sun is all about what respect you give them, or say what authority you keep them. If Sun is the Arudha Lagna Lord, okay, and you always give respect to that person, okay, always like talk with them like he or she is your boss, okay, be so dedicated with them, okay, you will see their real side. Okay, if you never talk with them with respect, okay, they are always going to show a illusionary side. but also make sure that this thing reverses. How? If the sun is debilitated, okay, the thing reverses. The person is going to show the real side when disrespected and the wrong side when respected. Okay, similarly is with Jupiter. If the Jupiter is debilitated or in retrograde, the person is not going to be on the topic you are talking, rather he would take a new topic of discussion. Right? Let's say it is Moon. Moon is all about the inner mind. You talk about that person, about his own thing, about his own ideas, about his own agendas, about what he is thinking. Talk with the person about himself and not anybody else, and he will show the inner himself. Talk to that person about the world, and he will again show you different sides. Okay, so over here Moon becomes that thin boundary. You tickle the Moon, you will see the real side of that person. In the previous case, you tickle the Sun, you will see the real side of that person. In the previous case, you tickle the Jupiter, you will see the real side. Getting it? So this is how you technically use astrology in the practical aspects, even in psychology, or say deciphering the internal self of people, knowing into dark psychology, like what the person is from inside. Let's say there is someone in whose chart Jupiter is the Arudha Lagna Lord. So what happens? I will sit with himself and talk about all the different things and discuss different things, like say world affair, or see again what I have to discuss with him is again the placement of Venus. Say the person is having Venus as the Arudha Lagna Lord, and Venus is placed in the 10th house from Arudha Lagna, not in the Rashi chart. Then if you talk world affairs and society with that person is definitely going to open up, and he will show you the inner side of himself. Okay, say Venus is placed in the 2nd house from the Jupiter is placed in the 2nd house from the Arudha Lagna, and Jupiter is the Arudha Lagna Lord. Then you talk finance and then talk money to that person, and that person is definitely going to open up. Say Jupiter is placed in the 7th house from the Arudha Lagna, and the Arudha Lagna Lord is Jupiter. Then you talk about your spouse and their spouse to that person, and that person is definitely going to open up, and he will